The Sage Intacct 2026 Release 3 will make finance teams faster, and I don't mean faster because someone gave you one more dashboard to click through. I mean less time moving data between Sage Intacct or your other accounting system and Excel, less time rebuilding schedules, and fewer moments where the close depends on one person opening the right file. Now, you know the scene. Intacct or your other accounting system is open on one, and Excel is open on the other. Balances get copied left and right, formulas are getting repaired, and somebody asks whether the report still ties to the GL. And of course, the close is arriving. Excel does an amazing job with an AI plugin, but the problem starts when it holds accounting logic that belongs within the system, within the transaction within the system. So I picked 5 parts of this release that remove real work. Prepaid expense amortization is the one I want you to watch most closely because it changes more than a monthly journal entry. Now, I've seen prepaid schedules become little finance systems on their own. Insurance policies, annual software contracts, maintenance agreements, prepaid rent, all just sitting in a workbook beside AP because the accounting system can't carry the full schedule cleanly. Someone enters the bill, then someone updates the spreadsheet. They calculate the monthly expense, post a recurring journal entry, check the prepaid balance, and make sure the schedule still agrees with the GL. Now, that process works until it doesn't. A bill gets coded wrong. A renewal starts in the wrong month. The spreadsheet has a formula someone changed 6 months ago, or the controller asks a simple question: where did this number come from? With Sage Intacct 2026 Release 3, you can set up straight-line prepaid expense amortization right from the bill or a purchasing transaction. You apply the template, enter the start and end dates, and Intacct creates the schedule from the source transaction. Now, that connection matters, and it's much better than the previous solution. Take a $12,000 annual insurance policy. You pay it up front, and it should hit expense at $1,000 a month. In the old process, the AP bill lands in Intacct, but the actual timing logic often lives somewhere else. Finance then carries the burden of bringing these two records back together every month. Under this new workflow, the bill drives the schedule drives the GL entries, and future expense can show up in your forecast reporting without rebuilding a rolling file every month. The work doesn't disappear because accounting is easy. It disappears because the system now carries the repetitive part of the work. And an amazing piece to this, Sage's MCP server can be amazingly integrated here. For a controller, that means fewer missed prepaids. For the accounting team, it means fewer questions about why the prepaid asset doesn't match the side schedule. And for the audit trail, the source bill, the dates, and the expense pattern stay connected in one place. It's such a cleaner close. Now, don't throw out every custom schedule tomorrow because this is an early adopter feature, and it handles straight-line amortization. If you have unusual start dates, custom allocation rules, more complex expense patterns, or a platform services bill that already handles this work, test the fit first before you replace anything. But for ordinary annual prepaids, this is exactly where native workflow should take over. The team shouldn't spend close week maintaining a calendar in Excel. Once the transaction and schedule stay inside Intacct, the next question becomes obvious. Why does reporting still begin with an export? Now, feature 2, Smart Excel Reporting and the Excel to Intacct gap. I mean, most finance teams don't use Excel because they love copying data. We use it because it's an awesome tool and it still handles custom calculations, board layouts, supports schedules, and flexible analysis better than almost anything else. The issue starts when Excel becomes a second accounting system. You export a trial balance or a report, you paste it into a workbook, and a formula breaks, right? That's typically what, hopefully we're trying to get away from. Someone changes a row mapping, and now we've got to leverage AI to identify what's wrong with our workbook. Now, this can be fixed pretty quickly, but why when we've got a new native tool that can do this for us? I've seen well-run teams lose hours here every month, not because they don't know Excel, but because the handoff between the accounting system and a spreadsheet just has too many manual steps. Sage Intacct's new Smart Excel reporting closes part of that gap. It brings linked intact financial data into Excel so you can refresh the report instead of exporting and pasting new versions every month. Your report still lives live in a format your board, department, lender, or CFO wants, but the source data stays connected to Sage Intacct. Excel still handles analysis, custom math, and flexible layouts. Intacct holds the controlled data and the drill down path, which is huge because that's where a lot of Excel solutions today that integrate with Sage Intacct fail. They've got drill down paths that take too long, or if you've got large data sets to play with, they just take too long to refresh. This is now a native solution where you get the best of both worlds. The goal is not to take Excel away. It's to stop you from carrying work Intacct already knows how to hold on to. Smart Excel reporting is available through the Early Adopter Program and in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. Start with one report that takes a monthly export and creates the same cleanup work every time. A management P&L, a department pack, a board report, something your team rebuilds because that's just how it's been done. Test it there. When the system carries the data connection, your people can spend more time looking at what changed and less time proving the file didn't break. Now let's move on to number 3, AP anomaly detection, navigation, and lending management. Man, AP anomaly detection helps you decide where to look. Picture a vendor that normally sends invoices between $2,000 and $4,000, but then we have an invoice come in for $18,000. That arrives in your inbox and your team just doesn't recognize it with a description that doesn't fit the usual work. That doesn't prove fraud now, but someone should look before payment moves on. With the new Release 3, Sage Intacct uses AI-driven anomaly detections to flag things like unusual invoice amounts, unfamiliar vendor email addresses, and bills that trigger more than one concern. Instead of asking your AP team to treat every invoice like a crime scene, it directs their attention to the items that don't fit the normal pattern. This is the right job for an AI and AP. It should help reviewers spot exceptions earlier. It should not approve invoices, change vendor details, or replace approval rules because a screen gave somebody a green check mark. Vendor change checks still matter. Approval paths still matter. Payment release controls and segregation of duties still matter. AI can point, your team still needs to decide. One practical improvement still sits right beside that review process. If a suspicious email address sends documents into your automated intake, you can block those addresses from sending more documents. Now, that's a great spam tool. That gives your AP team a clean response when they find a bad source, instead of waiting for the next invoice to arrive from the same place. Then there's the new global navigation and app launcher. It sounds small until you think about how many finance teams work across products, entities, and environments. Maybe somebody has the wrong company open. Somebody has the wrong entity. Maybe somebody's at the entity level and they should be at the top level. Or someone is within a sandbox and they should be in production. Maybe somebody keeps a browser folder full of old bookmarks because they don't trust where a link will take them. The new header gives you one place to move between Sage products while keeping company and environment context visible. It also brings access to Copilot support and announcements into that same space. Less hunting, fewer wrong screen moments. For teams using Sage across more than one tool, that friction adds up. Now, nobody actually quantifies the amount of time saved when you can find data faster. You'll be on the right page faster. But the person trying to finish close, which is you, very likely, you're going to be able to tell that difference. The AP work and navigation changes point in the same direction. Put the review, the context, and the transaction history where the finance team actually works. Now, a few other Release 3 items can remove repeat work. One being that AP can bulk post bills, and AR can bulk post invoices and adjustments. GL access changes support setup and journal entry approvals, while fixed assets adds disposal and depreciation corrections. And man, do I love the ability to quickly revert depreciation postings. Now, for United States lenders, lending management connects origination, amortization, interest, invoices, payments, payoff activity in the GL record. So loan activity doesn't live in a separate tool or side schedule. Small improvements count when they remove a repeat step. Just pick one spreadsheet and try to retire it. Really, that's the name of the game. You don't need to turn Release 3 into a giant project. Just pick one spreadsheet and try to replace it with the system. Start with active prepaid schedules, list them, compare the current process to the new straight line workflow, and test it in the early adopter program before you move anything that carries unusual rules. Then look at one recurring Excel report and one AP review point where your team spends time sorting normal work from questionable work. Your team can move from reactive to proactive when the system carries the repeatable work and people and you focus on judgment. Reach out to us at Campbell & Company and we can help you map the current process with everyone who touches it. We can help you design a new process within Sage Intacct. So if you want help sorting through the mess and want to explore how Sage Intacct might be a solution for you, reach out to me, Randy at mycampbellandco.com. Call 352-616-7365 or click below to book a systems review right now.